Set your Hearthstone to Gadget Zan. Just want to use Ice Barrier and Mana Shield. Want to mount up, and we're gonna head to ZF, Zul'Farrak. So basically, we're gonna start this run out from Gadget Zan and Tenaris. Key factors here: you're gonna want, 5 to 10 greater mana potions, 5 to 10 mana potions as backup. Don't let the hyenas touch you. They will dismount you in one hit, even with a shield. There's a weird bug that has been around since vanilla. They did patch it in vanilla at one point, but since the re-released anniversary 20th anniversary, they have not patched it yet. So just be careful with the hyenas, specifically that one right there, right before you get to ZF. So you're gonna want to go to the auction house if you haven't already, and buy 5 lesser invisibility potions and 5 invisibility potions. All right. This is for, lower levels, level probably 40 to 45, you're going to want to just keep using them. It is possible to just like run through it all, but I'll go through that in a minute. So we're going to zone in here. All right, so now we're zoned in. First step is going to be to conjure food. This is imperative because you're not going to want to use your potions the whole time. Conjure water. For instructional purposes, I'm going to conjure mineral water, even though I have sparkling water. And you have a first pack here, then a second pack here, and a third pack here, okay? This is for people level 40, 45 or lower. Let's say 45 or lower, okay? And basically what you're going to do is you're going to buff up, going to use Ice Armor, give yourself an Arcane Intellect. You're going to conjure probably Mana Jade and Mana Agate since you won't have Citron yet, but I'm going to use all 3 for this demonstration. Alright, now we're set. We're going to want to re-mana up after you buff. Then look at the talent tree here. You're going to want Improved Blizzard 100%. You're going to want Frostbite 100%, 3 and 3. And then you're going to want Ice Barrier. You should, if you're level 40, have all your points in just here. Just in Frost Talents, okay? This requires 30, so by the time you get 30, you're going to only be level 40. Okay, so you have that. We're full mana now. So for instructional purposes, even though I am level 50, I'm going to use Mana Shield, Ice Barrier, and then we're going to kind of kite up to here, or distance ourselves from this group, because level 45s will actually aggro pretty easily. You're going to want to lesser invis, and then you're going to slowly run through these and these. You're going to get to this section right here, level 45 or lowers, and you're going to want to jump. You're going to want to repeatedly mash your spacebar. Do not go on this side, because you will aggro these. You want to stay on this side, okay? You're going to run behind this first pillar. Do not jump in between the fire, or you will aggro, and you'll be like, why can't I mount up? And it will be because of aggro. Now you will check for a pat here. If you're level 40, there will be a pat that runs in here. So make sure that pat is passed or not here at all before you do this jump. You'll do this jump, and then you'll want to run back immediately back over to this little section here so you don't aggro the pat that's patrolling through here. Now, sometimes it'll be one, sometimes it will be two, sometimes you'll have the one that's over here running down and back. So make sure you are free and clear. Once that happens, you're going to go and Ice Barrier, Mana Shield, and then you don't necessarily have to mount up yet. So just, and keep in mind, Blink does avoid aggro. So if you blink through a group or a single NPC and you're not within aggro range, it will not aggro. So you're going to run up here. You will need a mount for this. Do not jump on this side. You're going to see this little side right here that's got the corner cut off. You're going to want to jump from here over that corner and onto this platform. Now let's say you aggro all this stuff on accident when you're coming down. If you are mounted here, which is a highly recommend you mount up here, and you run midway, and then you go up and over this little hill. If you aggro at all on the way over here, you can get rid of that aggro. There are two safe spots, okay? So the first safe spot is this right here, and this is the one you're going to want to go to and use. So you see how I jumped over that corner there, and I used my mouse left and right click at the same time to turn my character so that it jumped and kind of turned over into that section. That's how you're going to want to do the jump. Keep in mind there is a little invisible barrier here. I have no idea why, but if you don't take this hill specifically right on this angle, you will hit a little barrier here, and if they catch up and smack you, they will dismount you, and then you will get killed. So you want to be careful about getting up here and jumping over. These two potions don't share the same cooldown. Although they share the same 2-minute cooldown with all potions, this 10-minute cooldown will not be combined with this one. So you want to, this is imperative, use your lesser invisibility potion first, because it'll take you longer to jump down and get to this safe spot over here, okay? There is a safe spot if you have to. Nova, Blink, make sure you go past this piece right here, this little statue thing, because it's all blocked off. It won't let you run in unless you go to the end of it, hug the wall, and then run back in. I don't know why they added that, but it's kind of messed up. So you want to make sure you go past it, hug the wall, then go back in. That's something nobody says. And I died a lot because I was like, hey, what the heck? Why am I not going in? And then they catch up and kill you. So I died like 2 or 3 times that way. Realistically, it was one time, but you, over the course of like, oh, someone else running me, then like go to the first spot. Yeah, someone else tried to run me through when I was a lower level, and I was on my hunter that is now level 60. Anyways, it's very important that you know that there's a little barrier there and you have to go past. Now, you're gonna go through here. It'll de-aggro whatever you aggro over here. It'll reset you. Just don't jump down. If you see this grayed out and you're on this platform, don't jump down yet, because they will continue to aggro and run up to you and kill you. This section right here it's pretty important that we follow instructions correctly, because if you try to use your shield after you drink your invis potion, it will pop you out of invis. If you take any damage at all while you drink your invisibility potion and it doesn't last that long, it will pop you out of invis right away. So a rule of thumb is to kind of jump, like to drop back here. Okay, oops, don't do that. But drop back here if you're level 40, then use your invis and start walking. So you can walk right through this or this cluster of mobs, and you won't aggro them at all. Most of the time, there's going to be 2 paths going through here. So you're going to want to run straight to this corner, and you're going to want to hug this block and then sit. If you're a gnome, you don't have to sit. You're fine. But hug this block, and they will not aggro as long as you're on the left side of the block. So you wait for the pat to go by if they're here. Don't ever try to take on this pat back here. You see those two? Don't ever try to aggro that and then run through. And then these two here, okay? Wait for them to finish their circle around. Wait for these two to walk completely back, and then you slightly pop out. Then you're going to Ice Barrier, Mana Shield. Then you're going to mount up. You're going to run straight in between these two groups here. You're going to aggro their casters. Obviously, I'm not going to aggro the first one. You will get hit by one of the hunters. You're going to want to jump onto this pot and keep a continuous flow here. You're going to hug the wall, hug. So if you drop your shields already, you're going to want to strafe. I jump and turn right at the same time that I think they're going to fight me. If that boss is on the left side, run the right side. You won't aggro the boss. That boss will take another hit off you. This one, bow, great. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is, instead of dismounting by clicking, you're going to want to blink. You're going to want to jump early, because if you jump early, you'll clear this. If you try and jump while you're close to it, you're going to hit this small little invisible barrier. There's a small barrier invisible here. It'll make you run around it, and then it'll force you to jump, and your feet will catch this lip. So you want to avoid that by coming right here, jumping a little early, and clearing it. Okay. Now, if you have mobs like right up on your butt right here, like Nova back here, create distance, blink, then jump. You always want to Nova, blink, jump, okay, for every single pull. Nova, blink, and then, see, I'll show you this barrier. Right there, see, I can't hug the wall. And if you try and jump, see, I'm jumping while running forward, okay? Now I'm not running forward and I jump. You get caught, see? So if you stand back and then jump, you don't get caught. Jump and then walk forward a little bit. And then you can also clear it by jumping from back here. Well, I guess it's not working right now. It also helps if you turn left. This is what's going to kill you the most this time while you're like doing this, is this jump right here. This is the worst. And your heart's going to race and you'll be like, oh God. So anyways, you stand up there for a minute, wait for all this to de-aggro. Once you see this pop up, you're good to do your first pull. So you want to do Mana Shield, Ice Barrier. You're going to walk in here real quick. And then that's going to do the first grave for you. Then you're going to just single click. You don't have to strafe like that weirdo. It will say out of range. You're going to want to Nova. And then this is your first, well, your second spot now, to kind of de-aggro everything and reset the graveyard. Very important that you go straight to here. Do not try and go to the other one on the other side. Go to this one. See if I go a little bit right or left. You can't see. Just go in the middle and you'll be able to see. There is a pat that comes in from here, and then there's also another pat that comes in from here. So make sure you're clear and the pat's not coming, because you don't want to aggro those on accident. Refresh your shields, and then you're gonna, this is the hardest one. You're going to continually, if you miss a grave, it's okay. But kind of run with them. Make sure they all tap. Wait a second. Then Nova. Blink. And then do the Hail Mary jump. That's the hardest thing you're ever going to have to deal with in this, ever, is this second pull. So keep in mind, they're going to be able to smack you if you're on top of the head and they're right here. They're going to smack the crap out of you. So make sure before you jump up, and if they're right here, you reshield. And then you're going to reset, jump here, everything resets, right? I know it's not super important, but you're going to want to reshield just in case a pat comes here. Watch for the pat up here. So you do the same thing. We're going to start from this side and just, click once, everything. Keep your finger on the W button right here and just kind of right click one at a time. You don't have to be crazy. See, I tried to jump right there and my character didn't jump. That's because I touched this little invisible barrier. If you touch that before you try to jump, sometimes your jump won't work. So you get up here, and then you get up here, and then you wait for the reset because they will start to aggro right away if you jump up and start walking and doing your thing. See how they reset is when they walk back. Now you've got this full graveyard of just mobs. It's not super important that you mount up. See how I'm like partway there? If you do this just correct, see how it bumped me up? You can do it without mounting. I don't know why that guy said, oh, you can't do it unless you mount. He's full of it. Just jump up, and if you're human and you jump like from here to like right here, it'll just move you up a little bit, and then you can jump up. Okay, so to start this off, you want to activate your barriers again. Ice barrier, mana shield, and then you want to drink a tiny bit. Get that 8% mana back. That's not super important, but Flame Strike, you want to make sure you hit the furthest group away from you. And as soon as that Flame Strike drops, you want to click on the boss, press your hotkey for wand, aggro him, jump on this little cube here, keep going. Give yourself a little bit of room so you can jump on that cube. And you see how they're all aggroed? They're all aggroed? Okay, you want to put Blizzard 1 and a hotkey, and you're going to want to shoot this and get them all aggroed, and then see where I was standing? That's the spot where it'll hold the aggro. See how they're standing there and they're not moving? You're going to want to wait, and then you stand here, and then they'll start to aggro. You might take a couple hits right here, but make sure your shields are up. Use rank 1, and use it up here, and it'll kind of cluster everything together, all right? Once everything's clustered, it's okay to leave a few of the mobs behind. Don't risk the biscuit. Always be reshielding, and make sure you have a little bit of spirit so that you can regen enough mana to get Blizzard rank 1. So hey, look, they aggroed anyways. All right, so just keep jumping back and forth. Don't stand too far back here, because what'll happen is they'll smack you in the back and they'll daze you, and then you will fall down and you will die because you're dazed and you can't. Sometimes you'll try to blink and you'll get stuck here. So you have to run up, then blink down, and then jump over. They'll be right on your butt. Okay, so. And it's okay to like toss some rank 1 blizzards, slow them down, and go one here, one there, one here, one there. It's not, you don't have to listen to the specifics. I'm going to do a rank 4 blizzard right here just to get some damage in. And then I'm going to do a rank 1 blizzard to catch these little runners and get them all clustered again. So it's okay to do multiples in a row. I have hotkeyed mana shield because I don't always have time to spend the mana on an ice barrier. The reason why I use mana shield is because mana shield, it's going to eat mana and it's not going to go away and it doesn't cost as much. So you can keep doing rank 1s, and then there's that sweet spot like that guy was talking about in the other videos where you just go in here and you cast your max rank blizzard. Like I said, you don't have to max rank blizzard the whole time, but keep an eye on your shield. That's your most important thing. If you don't keep an eye on the shield and they see how that one got through and it hits you, it will kill you. So not enough mana. This is when you use a citron or a jade and you use a potion in combination. Don't wait. Make sure you always use that mana shield. See how that one's just kind of running through? They will bug a little bit and they'll run right through your blizzard without getting caught. So just keep going back and forth. You don't have to like do it twice each time. So look, I can regenerate some mana. Then I can run on this side, regenerate some mana. You always want to do at least a rank 1 for one passover, okay? So you jump one side, I'll show you a passover. So run this side, Wait for him to kind of run this way. Regaining mana now. Then you go this side, regain mana. Then you do a rank 1 Blizz if you don't have any mana. Alright? You want to keep the damage up because the XP will reset. If you keep jumping back and forth without doing damage, the XP will reset. I kid you not. You always kind of want to tab target these guys to see what level they're at, because you don't want to kill them when they're up here. Found that out the hard way. If you kill them when they're up here, you can't loot them. Nobody said anything about that. Nobody was like, hey, dude, if you kill them in the wrong spot, you can't loot them. Reapply your mana shield. So this is where, when I'm low mana, I'm going to catch them all with my Blizz. Rank 1 Blizz. This is how you set up for an evocation, alright? Just kind of let them get kind of close. Don't risk too bad. And then don't turn around, just immediately click evocation. And most of the time, you can get the full thing off. You will get hit if you have a straggler. I'm not joking about that. I'm going to do a max rank here to start it off. So now they're getting really low. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump this side, or we're going to do about middle right here, because they'll start to die off. Once they start to die off, see, I'm rested, so it's not going to be quite that much XP, trust me. Do max ranks here in the center. Don't let them run up here and die. Down here. It's okay to have a small bit. Now, by this time, your potions are going to be refreshed. I mean, you don't need a lot. Get your mana shield up just in case. Use a potion. Use a jade or your agate. Now they're gonna be perma-slowed. They're gonna be about 50% slow now. It's a weird bug. Don't know why they do that. But once they starts getting like low health, they start running really slow. I do a max rank blizzard because you used what? Mana jade and potion. You don't necessarily have to use a greater potion at this point in time. You can use an agate and a minor potion and still get the same effect. See how there's just some stragglers. I'm using a rank mon to kind of finish them off. Keep in mind it will line of sight you. This little pillar will line of sight you, so make sure you're kind of standing up if you're going to do this. You can do rank 1s to finish them off, or you can use your wand. You can use Fire Blast, which Fire Blast is a good go-to for that. Don't wait for them to run up there, because see how far they're up. You can't ever loot them if they're up there. You just shoot them with a wand. Boop. And that's how you do it, my friends. That is your first ZF graveyard. Trust me, it's not going to be as easy as it looks, because you will fall. You will miss the jump. It takes a little bit of getting used to. That's why you don't want to jump when they're back here. You want to wait from the beyond this platform before you try and do the jump. Because if you do miss, you can run around here, jump on this, run up here, and then if you're on this side, you can blink up to here. Or you can just run up, blink from here to here, create a little gap, and then run over here, wait for him to kind of aggro up, and then jump across. Okay? Alright, so it's very important that you kill him in a certain spot. But don't listen to what everybody else says, because it's not always going to work out the way you want it to. So there's a sniper rifle in there. And this stuff is so heavily farmed, you don't expect to get a ton of greens your first couple runs, especially if you're low level. I don't know what it is about the low level, but your RNG at a lower level you're not going to get much of anything. There are a couple things you're going to run into. Let's say this patrol comes in when you pull, and it's a Shadow Weaver like this little butthole here. They will polymorph you. into a frog, and you will lose and you will die. So do not aggro everything while they're walking around in here, okay? Another thing you have to worry about is that boss. For some reason, he'll bug out. He'll run all the way around, and he'll start shooting you with shadow bolts. Don't know why, but sometimes that'll happen. And don't feel bad like, oh no, I missed half of my zombies. Well, check it out. You can come back over here, mount up, and you can jump up here. If you miss like a good portion of your zombies, dismount before you do these jumps. Okay. Here's a good thing. If you get stuck down here, go to the big pot. You can jump right up. See that? Okay. And then honestly, you just want to walk through here. There's a small gap. See that gap? You can run in between this gap, kind of jump on this and go over, or kind of slowly squeeze around, but do not fall on into the boss's lair, or you will aggro the boss, and then all these zombies will start getting you. The main thing you want to do, the most important thing is on that second pull, wait a second for these guys to kind of bundle up a little bit, then Nova Blink. Always Nova Blink, that second pull. The first pull, Nova Run. Third pull, you don't have to blink because it's so easy. All right, so you're here. This is your reset spot. Make sure everything isn't aggroed if you come back over here, because they will run up here, run all the way down, run up here, run all the way over here, and it will freaking kill you, which sucks. All right, so anyways, let's say you missed all these zombies right here, and then, which will most likely happen if you're not used to your pulls, and then a bunch of zombies here, and then maybe like 6 inside of here. So you're going to want to do, that's why you use rank 1 Flame Strike, because the Flame Strike will continue doing DPS as you run up and do all this weird stuff. And then you want to throw rank 1 Blizzard into here if they didn't aggro, and then do a rank 1 Blizzard, kind of run up here. Don't be stuck on this side, be on this side, because it'll line of sight you when you try to Blizzard. So make sure you're on the left side, and then hit this really quick with a Blizzard. And then all of this stuff will not continue to aggro until you jump on this side. So once you jump on this side, you got some stuff running up here, throw a rank 1 Blizzard right here on this corner, and it'll slow everything down. So all of this stuff can aggro and get caught. All right. That's the safety for 40 to 45. And hopefully this video finds you well and you figured it out without dying a whole bunch of times. And I am sorry about this. This right here is a headache. Please try and practice the jump over and over again until you get it down. Because if you try and do this jump with a bunch of mobs on your butt and you can't you will die. And that's what's killed me most of the time in here, is this stupid jump right here. It's just not being able to make that jump. Okay, let's say you walked, you either started out in Gadgetzan, and you want to go and run again. Just Hearthstone, because it's set to Gadgetzan already. After your first go, Hearthstone. And then it'll send you back there. 100% reset. Do not forget to click reset all instances here, because if you don't, you will do all that work, waste about 2 gold in potions, about 3 to 5 minutes of time, and then you'll get to the end and be like, oh crap, I already killed all the graveyard. Whoops. Be careful of people up here. They will try to shoot you with spells because they're dumb. And then there is a spot up here. People would jump. I don't know how the heck they get up here, but they will kill you with here without aggroing these. Be careful of that. All right. So that does it for the first vid. Comment, like, subscribe. I hope you find what you're looking for in here. Hopefully it works out the kinks that you weren't able to figure out before. And much love and God bless.